What's up, NBA fans? Dom2K on the mic, and so far this season I've watched all 3 Warrior games because I've been trying to assess 3 specific things about them. A, I've wanted to see what kind of lineups they put on the floor and how productive they are, seeing that their bench is really not that good this year. B, trying to find out how much of a chance, if any, that a team would have to dethrone them and stop them from three-peating. And C, watching for the inevitable comeback that happens that I'm highly starting to suspect they always do on purpose. But also as a bonus, I've been watching how teams defend them because we all know that they have Demarcus Cousins coming back at some point in the season. And I've realized that there's a crowd out there that just doesn't believe Cousins is going to make that much of a difference. For one thing, they believe that the Warriors don't need him, and on the other hand, they believe that his busted Achilles is going to keep him from ever being the same player. I partly agree with the first statement, and then I definitely agree with the second statement that I don't think he's going to be the same guy after the Achilles, and I don't think the Warriors need him to be that guy. But what he is going to do for them within their offense is going to make them that much more unbeatable, and it's going to make life that much easier for everybody on that team. And if you want to see that play out in real life when it eventually does happen in 2019, the best way to do so is with the SeatGeek app. SeatGeek is the amazing app that provides you with the easiest way to buy tickets for almost any kind of event, which would most likely be sports related for you all. The app pulls tickets from all over the web and has them in one place to make purchasing one for your event really easy, and it also assures you'll be getting the best value for your ticket. While searching for your tickets, each one is ranked with a score from 1 to 100 that lets you know if you're getting a good deal or not for your purchase. On top of that, the app also provides you with the detailed view of what you would see from your seat before you even get there, which is extremely helpful. If you're interested in downloading this app, the links will be in both the comment section and highlighted in the description. If you're still on the fence, consider using my promo code DOM2K to get $20 off your first purchase. So to start this season, the Warriors have used Damian Jones as their starting center. I almost fell out of my seat yesterday because when he missed a game-winning layup or he was blocked, somebody said that Curry shouldn't have passed it to the 2K generic. That's a bit disrespectful because he's actually not that bad. Kevon Looney is currently giving them more production, but I think it's smart that they have him coming off the bench because they are running a bit thin this season, so they got to take what they can get there. But it goes without saying, neither of those guys bring to the offense what Demarcus Cousins is going to bring. They're going to be adding a big man that over the last 2 seasons has been shooting 36% from the 3-point line, which is amazing for a big guy. And I found some situations in these last 3 games where I think a player like Demarcus Cousins is going to make a big difference, and I want to show you specifically how life just gets easier for everybody on the floor with him. So here's an example later on in the Jazz game. You see Curry come off a screen from Kevon Looney here, and he fakes it to the right a little bit. Now, as he gets into the paint, this is where I think Cousins is going to make a big difference. Because as you can see here, Derek Favors does not have to pay any attention to Kevon Looney, who's starting to head towards the free throw line to the 3-point line. There's no reason to pay attention to him. He's not effective out there at all. He can't shoot. So by result of that, he's able to show himself to Curry, and he's able to cut off a drive or an easy layup because Curry is actually, I can't believe I'm saying this, he's a very underrated finisher, and you definitely want one more guy in the paint when he's about to drive. So you can do that now with Kevon Looney, and to finish this play, Curry is so good, he just creates his own offense and just steps back and fades away over Exum, easy bucket. But let's say that was Cousins instead of Kevon Looney. Even if Cousins doesn't streak all the way to the 3-point line, if he just stays exactly where Looney is, all of a sudden Derek Favors can no longer show himself to Steph Curry and help Dante Exum on that drive. See, if Favors is playing Cousins that far off, that's a wide open jump shot for Cousins that he's gonna knock down. The floor is so spread that now Curry doesn't have to take a tough step back jumper on Dante Exum. That's one way life gets easier. Now, here's a play that actually worked perfectly, but I just wanted to show how much Cousins being out there is gonna give the Warriors more options. So here we have a simple play where Curry gets the screen from Damian Jones, and he created so much space between himself and Ingles when he first got off. I don't want to say pushed off, but when he got away from him, created so much space that he never really had a chance. But what I really wanted to show you with this play is look where Gobert is. Gobert is the shot blocker. He always wants to be near the rim. That's where he's most effective on defense. Now, 10 times out of 10, Curry is taking this shot anyways. He's really not going to drive to the paint. He's got a wide open 3. That is his layup. But again, just by having Cousins out there, this role that Damian Jones is doing right now all of a sudden turns into a fade. And again, just like last play, because of Cousins shooting, Gobert is not going to be able to just stand here in the paint and wait for somebody to drive. And it's not that he misread this play, because although Ingles was completely beaten, you would still rather have Curry take a wide open 3 than give that to Damian Jones and have a wide open layup, right? No matter what, a layup is a higher percentage. But my point is, any type of screen action with the Warriors all of a sudden becomes that much harder to defend. There's going to be many instances where a shot blocker is just not going to be able to be in the paint anymore. So what if Gobert comes out here to Cousins and now all of a sudden Curry has a wide open lane to the basket? Rubio's not going to be helping off of Kevin Durant, and if Jay Crowder steps up, then that's a layup for Draymond Green. So although this play was definitely successful, again, I just wanted to show you how much more options the Warriors are going to have to exploit the defense. Now let's look at some Klay Thompson options. He's showing the capacity to be able to get to the rim a little bit more, and his off the dribble shooting is a little bit improved as well. That can't mean anything good for teams, and it especially doesn't mean anything good when this is Demarcus Cousins instead of Jordan Bell or Kevon Looney or whoever else they have playing center. So right here, Klay Thompson comes off the Jordan Bell screen and catches it, and what I'm specifically looking at is, okay, let's hypothetically pretend that this is a shooter and not Sean Livingston, because Abrines clearly knows that Livingston is not going to hurt him on shooting, and he's trying to close off Klay Thompson's options to drive. Now, in a much lesser way, Steven Adams is doing the same thing because Jordan Bell is outside of his range too. But Klay Thompson is so damn good and he's improved that he just hits a step back right here and gets a wide open mid-range shot. But the point is, let's just go ahead and imagine that this is a starting lineup. I don't know that they're ever really going to use this because Klay Thompson has always just been your 3-and-D guy and your catch and shoot guy, so I doubt they're going to be running many options where he really needs to get to the rim, but he's going to be able to, because when this is Demarcus Cousins, he can just slide right over there into the corner. Who's ever replacing Livingston, who we're going to say is a shooter, is going to be able to pop out a little bit more, and they're going to have to be respected, whether that's Curry or whether that's KD, they got to be respected now. And all of a sudden, instead of taking a step back jumper, which just like Curry, this is a beautiful shot for Thompson because it's wide open, but even easier for him will be an option to get to the rim now and show off some of that improved off the dribble scoring. He's going to be able to take his defender one-on-one and nobody's going to be able to help. You're not going to be able to help at the top, you're not going to be able to help off of Cousins. And should Iguodala's defender decide to come over and help because they would rather have him shoot, let's just say he is on the floor with the starting lineup in that possession, now he just cuts his Thompson drives and that's a wide open dunk or a layup. Here goes another Thompson option, and this one came from the Nuggets game. He's got Gary Harris on him and he just easily knocks down what is actually a contested mid-range jumper, but for him it was enough space. This is Klay Thompson. But what I wanted to show here is, again, Jokic is showing himself in the paint because he has Damian Jones, so it's not that he would even expect Klay Thompson to drive, but just in case he did, not only would he have to get through Gary Harris, but now he's got to get it up and over a player like Jokic. Except for when Damian Jones becomes Cousins and he slides a couple of feet out and Jokic has to help. Now instead of taking a contested mid-range jumper, Thompson has the option whether he wants to lay it up or he wants to get closer to the basket. He has free reign to do whatever he wants one-on-one, and I think we're going to see a little bit more one-on-one, whether maybe not in the starting lineup, but when he's playing with some of the bench players, I think he's going to be going off the dribble just a little bit more this year. These last two plays demonstrate how much attention they're paying to Steph Curry and how much attention they're not going to be able to pay to him around January. This time it's Jamal Murray guarding him, and they're doing everything to make sure that he has no good shot options. They can do that because it's Damian Jones out here trying to set the screen. Doesn't really affect Murray, he pops out, and that pass is not going to go to Jones because he can't shoot, and it also doesn't draw Jokic out because there's just no reason to pay any kind of attention to him. So now all of a sudden you have a defender on the back of Curry and you have a defender in front of Curry. Doesn't really have a good shot option here, so he opts to get into the paint and pass it off because there was an open Klay Thompson for a moment, which means he had to come off of Draymond Green, and that gave him the open shot instead. Now by now you already know how this works, because if that's Demarcus Cousins standing out there at the top of the key, all of a sudden Jokic is not there to show himself to Steph Curry, and this probably turns into a very easy layup for him instead. Literally just by Cousins trying to set a screen, his gravity pulls the defense towards him. That is going to make scoring so much easier for Curry. This is a guy who doesn't even need that much daylight, and he's going to get even more options now. And this last play against the Thunder is almost the same exact thing. Kevon Looney comes out to the three-point line and sets the screen. This time the screen actually worked, so Steven Adams had to take complete control of Curry here. But Dennis Schroeder is able to get back into the play, and Curry is just such a damn good finisher that he got fouled and still made this shot. But the way this gets easier, again with Cousins on the floor, look where Looney is. Looney is at the three-point line. Schroeder and Adams' eyes are both on Steph Curry. He's sandwiched here. In about 2 months, somebody's going to have to come out here to the three-point line because Cousins probably wouldn't have dived in the way Kevon Looney is. Maybe he would have dived in for the rebound, but he also could have just stepped to the right a little bit and had a wide open three. So although again that play worked, it resulted in an and one. Not going to be able to sandwich Curry, not going to be able to have two people looking at him as you see in these last two plays. Life just gets that much easier for the greatest shooter, who also has maybe the third greatest shooter of all time out there, and then Kevin Durant. Basically the whole point of this video was just showing some live action to the people who are saying that they don't need Cousins and that he's not going to make that much of a difference, because the reality is, even if he's not averaging 25 points and he's not down there bullying people on the paint, his simple gravity, his simple skill is going to be able to be used as at least a decoy so that you're going to have to pay less attention to everybody else on the floor. And the other special thing that this does is now the Warriors don't really have to take anybody off the floor and play small to have a death lineup. Their starting lineup is the death lineup now. When they go small and they let Unguardable play with the starting lineup, all of a sudden you're saying, well, if we're looking at our options, we would rather have Unguardable shoot a 3 or Draymond Green shoot a 3 than anybody else on the floor. Now with Cousins on the floor, you get the same if not better shooting from the lineup without sacrificing your rebounding because you're playing small. So you're getting the firepower of that small lineup and you still have a rebounder there. In my opinion, this is going to make the Warriors so unbeatable, and that's the reason why I tweeted out the other night that I'm looking at the Celtics and how deep they are, and I'm so mad that they added Demarcus Cousins, because if it was just this roster and this bench and no Demarcus Cousins, I could actually rationalize a way that a very deep team like Boston could give them some problems. And now adding Demarcus Cousins out there really busts any kind of defensive plan that you would have had before. So now the only thing I'm looking at is how interesting this gets for Cousins, because I think the feeling that most of us have is that he's not going to return next year and he's going to go somewhere and try to get paid. But one flaw with everything I've talked about in this video is that it involves Cousins really more or less becoming a spot up shooter. So even if he has made some kind of miraculous comeback from the Achilles and he's even close to what he used to be, I'm not sure how he's going to show it in this Warriors lineup. I don't imagine him playing from the post much when the starting lineup is out there. Maybe when he's running with the second unit they'll use him in the post more and we'll see what he has there, and that's a whole nother can that I'm just not even trying to open right now, because they can literally do a thing where their only 2 starters on the floor will be Demarcus Cousins and Kevin Durant, and if Cousins is able to do anything close to what he used to be able to do in the post, then yeah, this is not looking like a bright season for most of us. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, comment, and sub, and hit the bell next to my name if you want notifications on future ones. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.